Before we get started, there is some strong language ahead. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Convertibot Reviews. I'm your host, Convertibot, and the star of the show today is the Transformers Age of the Primes, Onyx Prime. And while he is known as the kindest Prime to some, mainly his compatriots and fellow Primes, to some of the fan base, particularly those that are a little more illiterate, i.e. you've read the damn IDW comics, you would understand that Onyx Prime, has some significance as a certain Shockwave's personal fursuit. What? Yeah, seriously, look it up. Either way, the painting and sculpting on this thing is weird. Yeah, I'm starting here really quick. Brown is not a color you usually see on Transformer figures, and as a result, it looks weird here. However, there is some nice pops of silver, gold, and even some red for the eyes that really do set him apart from other figures. But again, I rarely ever see brown as the primary color for a Transformer figure. Very weird. Like, I'll take black, I'll take purple, I'll take gold, I'll take silver, red, blue. Brown is not a color you usually see. So it's weird, but there's a lot to this guy, including 4 transformations. Yeah, you heard that right. He's a quad change. I mean, quad changer in the sense of, oh hey, we'll add a few legs, new mode, cool. Yeah, let's get into it.
Now, while the sculpting is amazing, there are some issues with the actual build itself, or rather some QC issues. For instance, the wings on his back, yeah, they love to pop off. Just literally by moving them. I don't know what the hell has happened here, or why these weren't just like pinned in, but yeah, that happens. Plus, the arms, that mushroom peg they're on, it actually likes to pop out. And here's the thing, I'm not the only one that's had this issue too, as far as I can tell. And, yeah, that's stress marks on the plastic. So, there's a good chance this thing actually might disintegrate in the future. Only time will tell, but damn, that's not good. But you know what is good? The posability. Head is on a ball joint with a hinge at the neck. Arm can do a full 360 with a hinge at the shoulder armor and can also move out that far. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, 90 degrees. Wrist swivel, opening hands, very nice. The wings sit on some hinge joints so they can move around a bit, but not too much. If anything, that's that little swivel there, and you all know what happens. Waist swivel. Skirt moves out. Leg can move up that far, back that far. Thigh swivel. He's got chicken legs, so he's got double bends at the knee in weird spots. Ankle pivot. A little bit of toe action too. Not really useful. And a beautiful, not so beautiful spread. Reason being, these bits are pretty loose. Not fun, but it is what it is. Yeah, I feel like this bird needs to go back in the oven. The posability isn't bad at all, it's the QC issues that make me worry. Loose legs, arms that could potentially rip themselves apart, and wings that don't like to stay on. Ugh, not fun. Well, at least he's got some good weapons. So let's talk about those. You get 2 weapons. First up is a nice little spear, comes in 2 separate parts, the top part being mostly a rubbery material, but it does have his crest, or somewhat. You can hardly tell on the base of the part there. Point is, he can hold it pretty dang fine. It literally just slots right into his hand. And his other weapon actually becomes his tail in beast mode. You can actually just plug it in the back here. But it does fold out to reveal that it is indeed a bow. And there's a nice little groove here on both of the hands where you can plug it in. Not gonna lie, it's kind of cool that Hasbro's actually using something that third parties have been using for, well, years. Still, glad you're catching up with the times, Hasbro. Yeah, the weapons in hand give this guy a lot more presence. It definitely helps that the spear is long and the bow is also long. Now, there is some weapon storage on this figure. The same grooves are located on the back wings here, and you can just plug those parts right into them. And yeah, it's very nice that they included this. Helps too, because the figure is big in comparison to others. Here is Transformers Age of the Primes Onyx Prime next to the Age of the Primes Sideways, our previous review that no one watched. Doesn't bother me. It bothers me a lot! The smartest shark in town, Skybite, a fellow Prime in Megatronus, and the guy ready to do some weird-ass shit and turn him into his own Vord skin suit. What? Onyx is great, and he's got 4 modes. So let's cue the music and get him into his Centaur mode. This is probably my favorite mode. And the reason is not because it's goofy looking or anything like that, but because you get more posability here than in his base robot. How do I know this? Well, the butterfly joints, now accessible, are... Holy crap, that's a boon. And that's a freaking ab crunch. Like, what? Why wasn't this on the base robot? Hasbro, what the hell? Why is this all locked in the base robot? Once you unlock this stuff, it's free floating. Granted, you lose a waist swivel, but hey, kind of hard to do a waist swivel on a Centaur. At least he looks good. The cool part is the bow is more useful here, and that spear actually can function as an arrow. There is a slot on the bow where it can just plug right in. And yeah, it opens up more posing. Plus, again, you get ab crunch and butterfly joints here. What more could you want? Also, weird thing to point out, the back legs, while the outward motion sucks and is loose, the normal just forward-backward motion, yeah, that entire joint's solid. So you can actually pull off poses like this. And yeah, that is awesome. It can hold that position. Like, damn, this is worth the figure. Also gives him some necessary height because he lost some stuff after the transformation. Here's Onyx Prime next to Sideways, Skybite, Megatronus, and For Me Daddy. Hey, yo, what? Who the fuck wrote this? Oh, wait. Transformation again. 6-legged dragon mode. That moment when this mode feels a bit like an afterthought, where they thought, oh, we can do this, threw it in for fun, and yeah, it doesn't really do much. I mean, all the posability from before is here, so there's nothing new to talk about. Outside of a ball jointed head. Yay. Size-wise, he's noticeably smaller, but that's to be expected for any alt mode. Yeah, there's not much to talk about when it comes to this dragon mode. and it's definitely not my favorite of the 2 dragon modes. So, cue music once again, let's finish this up with a 4-legged and actually good-looking dragon mode. You might be scratching your head and think, that's it? Wait, this is just the robot now on all 4s but with a different head. Yeah, that's exactly what this dragon mode is. The amount of difference between all 4 modes is so small, but it works. I mean, shoot, I didn't even know they were going to do a 6-legged dragon mode until I actually got the figure. But this 4-legged one definitely fills itself out better. It just looks better, too. Not my favorite modes, again, the Centaur mode is easily the best. But overall, it's passable. Also, I forgot to mention this, but the weapon storage still works in this mode as well.
I think the biggest detractor for me with Onyx here is the fact that he's got some noticeable QC and build quality issues. The wings are definitely a QC issue, alright, but the arms, that's a build quality issue, and I'm just afraid that that's going to be a ticking time bomb. As far as the modes go, the robot mode's alright, dragon mode, 4 legs, pretty darn good. The 6-legged dragon mode looks dumb as shit. And the Centaur mode, while it doesn't look like as big and tough as you would expect it to be, you can pull off some good poses and the legs do hold its weight up pretty well. Overall, I would go for it just for that mode. Now, as far as price goes, it's 60 USD. That's a lot of money for a leader now. It's kind of worth it. Am I saying every leader figure is worth it? No, absolutely not. I should know. Alright, I've bought some pretty shit leader class figures. I usually try to avoid them. The only reason why Onyx, Megatron, and Megatronus here got the pass is because they're fan favorite characters, that's why. I'm also collecting all the primes. Anyone got some spare change for Star Convoy? Either way, I'm Convertibot. This has been Onyx Prime, and I'll catch you in the next one. And as for my next review, let's dive into some comics. More recent ones though. Stay tuned.